And we are live on another edition of the K and K Sports Show. Yes, the entire crew is back. Carson said it today. When was the last time all us four did the show together? It's been a while. But hey, you know what? It's great when we're all back, boys. So I'm fired up for tonight. I don't even have an opening statement tonight because I'm nice and calm tonight, Mr. Carson Shearer. How are you, my friend?
What's up, guys? How you
From
doing?
Boston. Back from
Yeah,
Boston, Carson.
yeah. Glad to see all you guys back for another show. What's up, everybody in the chat? Yeah, Boston was fun. Tigers lost, but we had a good time. I sat on top of the Green Monster. Boston as a city is really cool. Obviously we got the NBA Finals tomorrow, so they were chanting some colorful words towards Kyrie Irving as I was walking out the door in Boston. But yeah, it was a fun time overall. What's up, guys?
We'll go out live to Hawaii to see Mr. Kirkpatrick. How are you?
Doing good, Kurt. Hey, the last time this shirt was on, it was down in Wildwood. That's the last time we did a show together. So, yeah, good to be back. Had to work last week, but should have a nice, fun-filled show tonight. And the Fab Four are back. Let's go.
Mr. Rosen, last but certainly not least.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good to be back with everyone. The Fab Four, the Beatles don't have anything on the four of us, right? Good. Looking forward to a great show tonight.
And how did we get our first comment in? The lovely Jennifer Mulvaney Valenti saying, have a good show. What is up,
Thank
Jen?
you.
Jay,
You know why? You know why she comments in at 8 o'clock? Because she probably won't make it to 8:30. She'll probably be falling asleep. So that's her new teacher hours. So she'll probably be sleeping in a half hour. But she doesn't know she's got to get woken up because we got a Bronco show at 10 tonight.
I can hear her saying, "Oh my God!" right now. I can hear
Yeah.
her.
Oh my God. That's
Oh
right.
my God! You're the one that falls asleep, Kurt. I know.
Yep, he said 100%. There you go, 100%. All right, Mister. Am I gonna swing it back to you, Mister Kirkpatrick, tonight, or swing it? I know again, you guys do a great job, all you guys with the agenda.
All right, I guess I'll take over, Paul, if you don't mind. I got our agenda in front of me.
Absolutely.
Well, as always, in the batting leadoff, just like you did in Little League, Kurt, you're up first. Quick hitters.
All right, quick hitters. Saturday night, Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, boys. Give me your winner and in how many games? Carson Shearer.
Wow. I got to go with the best player on the ice. So I'm going to say the Oilers. Connor McDavid's going to win the Conn Smythe, and I think they're going to win it in six games.
Paul.
I watched that series with the Rangers. Carolina is for real. They are tough. They are gritty. They are overwhelming. They wear you down. The goalie is playing hot right now. I'm going to go with the Panthers. I'm going to say also 6 games, but Carolina in 6.
And Mr. Kirkpatrick.
Just to correct you, Paul, I think you meant to say Florida in 6. The Rangers beat Carolina a couple weeks ago. I think you said that Carolina by mistake. I think you're going Panthers. Correct?
Yeah. Oh, right. I meant Florida.
Yeah, that's fine. You're good.
You're
good.
Right. Good catch, Kenny.
All good. I'm with Carson. The best player on the ice is Connor McDavid. I like the Oilers a couple series ago, Kurt. I'm going Oilers in 7. Dramatic series. The Oilers get it in 7, boys.
Our good friend, Denver Bronco Roundup, Keith Brugman, who, guys, I was on their show last night. Awesome. Albert, Keith, and Trevor. But Keith Brugman is saying Panthers in 5. And Kenny, me and you talked about this last night, and I'm going to give him an open invitation right now, Mr. Kirkpatrick. You said, Keith has never been on your Bronco show one-on-one. So next Wednesday, Keith, if you're around, he is the only guest, Mr. Brugman. If he wants, he's in. All right. Nice. Question number 2, Mr. Carson Shearer. Is Juan Soto the best player in Major League Baseball right now?
Yeah, I think he's definitely up there. I think it's between him and Ohtani. But right now, I think he's going to possibly take the Yankees to the World Series if he keeps playing like this. So I'm going to say yes.
Paul.
My fantastic co-host and I had a sort of similar question. Who's the MVP in the American League? Soto or Aaron Judge? And I'll take it to the whole Major League Baseball. I'll say right now, Juan Soto is the best player in baseball.
our good friend Albert Knoppers from Denver Bronco Roundup. Woohoo! The Payne Casey show is on. Kenny.
No, that's a Ric Flair woohoo from Albert Knoppers.
Can you do it?
Kurt, I think he's the best. I can't do it. I'm gonna say, yeah, he is, Kurt. He is the best player, and he's gonna get Shohei Ohtani money next year. We don't either from Paul's Mets or my Yankees are gonna be the top two favorites to land him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Rosen said, I'll check the work schedule, but I'd say I'm absolutely in. So love it. Love it for next week. Question 3. I kind of asked this to you guys a couple of months ago, but I'm going to add to it. If you were a general manager and your job depended on winning the championship, you have 1 year to win the championship, who would you pick out of these 4 to be your head coach? 1 year. Prime Pat Riley, prime Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, or Steve Kerr. You have to win a title, and it's not about the team. You need a coach. Who's the one you're taking, Carson?
It's got to be Phil Jackson. I think he's definitely in the conversation for greatest ever. So I got to say Phil.
Kenny.
I would go Phil, but he did terrible with the Knicks. I'm gonna go.
Never
Popovich.
coached the Knicks, though, Kenny. He never
Yeah, but GM, I guess he didn't. I'll go Popovich. I'm gonna go Popovich.
Wow, I'm gonna go Riley. I'm gonna take Riley because you know what? He showed to me. Hey, he can go Showtime. He can go grind it out Knicks. He can whatever his team has. He can adapt to his team. Paul.
Yeah, before you mentioned that snake, I was going to say, as much as he was a snake, I got to go with Prime Riley.
Keith saying, give me Popovich, coming from a Lakers fan. Question 4. Saw Kendrick Perkins today on a podcast, and he was saying the guy he would love the New York Knicks to acquire in this offseason is Anthony Davis. He said, because JJ Redick, he said, Anthony Davis, if they hire JJ Redick, he's going to, what are you going to do for me and all that? And he said, put him in New York. Would you like that move, Carson, Anthony Davis to the Knicks?
No, and I'm going to tell you why, because he can't stay healthy. It seems like there's always something going on with Anthony Davis. He's a great player, but with that kind of contract and demand and Mr. Hollywood, I don't know if New York would be the best place for him. And he can't stay healthy because he's always dealing with either a knee injury or a back issue. So I'm going to say no.
Kenny.
I'm with Carson, exactly what he said, Kurt. I'm scared of his health issues. So I'm going to say no as well.
Paul.
I'm going to disagree and say if I know he's going to be healthy for the whole season, they wouldn't have to rely on him much more than what they would with than Mitch. I'm gonna say yes. I would take him. He's a much better Mitchell Robinson. So I'm gonna say yes.
Keith is saying you don't want AD, coming from a Lakers fan again. You know what? Here's a question. Albert Knoppers, what sport would you never play, even if you were fit and able enough to play? For me, well, this is him saying, for him, any running game that is more than 400 yards in one stint. So what's the sport if you were able to play it, you still wouldn't play it, Carson?
Rugby, hands down. Those guys are absolutely ruthless.
Kenny.
It's easy for me. Ice hockey. I can't. You put me on ice skates and, I got to go on the rubber mats because I can't make it 2 seconds on the ice without falling and breaking an ankle.
Yeah, I was gonna say hockey. I think I said something on one of the group texts. Those hockey players are the toughest SOBs, man. I think Jacob Trouba played with a broken ankle in the series against Carolina against Panthers. So hockey.
Okay. Any interest in, I've been watching yesterday, the Oklahoma Sooners girls softball team is it's just phenomenal. They had a great comeback yesterday. College World Series, softball, women's baseball and softball. Carson, any interest? Do you watch it or does it really not matter to you?
Yeah, only because Oklahoma is going for history to try to get 4 in a row. If they weren't in it, probably honestly would not care. But if they're going for a 4-peat, which has never been done before, I think I'll turn on maybe a half hour of it. Sure.
Keith is saying you couldn't get me to play in half the X Game sports. Kenny, any interest?
Yeah, I think I will watch the College World Series softball and maybe some baseball too. You know, maybe a little wits and wagers, a little action there. Maybe we'll get a couple bets in the College World Series, get some tips from Joey Clams. But softball, definitely.
Okay. Eddie Murphy, our good friend, saying softball is more fun to watch than NCAA baseball. A little breaking news. Eddie will be going to Denver this year. He's going to be taking a trip to Denver. So he might be coming home with a Bo Nix jersey. Let's see.
In all honesty, no, I have no interest in watching.
Okay. My last question. We're going to play a little game. I'm not going to put up pictures today. We're going to play a little game. We haven't done this in a while. So we're going to see how confident you are. I'm going to go Carson, Paul, and Kenny is in the order. Okay. And you're going to pick one of 3 categories. Okay. Once the first category. So whatever Carson picks, Paul, you only have 2 left. All right.
Okay.
Let's see how confident you are in Kenny. Carson, here are the 3 categories.
Okay.
English literature, mathematics, and politics.
Oh,
So
man.
please pick one of those 3, and I'm going to ask a question, and Mr. Kirkpatrick has to answer it for you. So if he gets it wrong, you're out.
Okay. I'm going to say politics. Why not?
Okay, politics. Mr. Kirkpatrick, I need you. I don't care about the order, but quickly, I want to make sure you're not on a computer. Kenny, give me the last 4 Democratic presidents.
Last 4 Democratic presidents?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Presidents
Biden.
Democrats. Yep.
Biden.
Yep.
Clinton.
Yep.
Jimmy Carter.
Yep.
Who was before that? Was see now you're going into when I was a baby, and that was Gerald Ford.
You're wrong. It was Obama.
Oh, I forgot Obama.
You can get a little comeback. Give me the last 4 Republican presidents, Kenny.
Trump.
Yep.
Bush.
Yep.
Bush.
Yep.
Reagan.
Good job. All right. But you were wrong. You were wrong.
Yeah, you got me with Obama. How'd I forget him?
Okay. Yep. Albert said Obama. By our way, good friend Clayton Heron saying, hey, guys, smash the like button and share. What's up, Clayton?
Kurt, I'm going to pin Keith's question because I want to get this one when we're done with
Okay.
this game.
Gotcha. All right. Keith is saying this is hilarious. Mr. Rosen, you're next. Either mathematics or English literature.
I think it's left brain, right brain. So I'm going to pick English lit for Kenny.
Right. Mr. Kirkpatrick, word from word. Just give me a second. I want to make sure I don't screw you over. Mr. Kirkpatrick, please recite the words that Juliet recited to Romeo.
Is that on a Little Rascal? Is that the Little Rascals version, or is that the?
Let's see how good he does.
Don't even. Jeez.
I'll start it for you. Romeo.
Oh, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
Very good.
Very
good,
nice.
Mr. Kirkpatrick.
That was good.
Very good.
I knew you had it in you,
There
Kenny.
you go. There you go. I'm shocked you got that. Jen's probably laughing because I said there's no way he's going to get it, but I give you credit. All right, and Mr. Kirkpatrick, you're the last one, so you're going to get mathematics tonight. I need the square root of 64.
8.
All right, very good.
Nice.
Very good, Mr.
Nice.
Not bad.
There you go.
Not bad.
Very cool.
Mathematics, I'm great at, guys. It's algebra.
Are you?
Give me an algebra
What's
example.
crazy is if I was Carson, I would have 100% picked politics too, because I thought you'd have no shot at English lit or mathematics. And you got the easiest one wrong. The easiest one. But that's okay. You came back. Eddie Murphy saying, is Kenny in Hawaii with that shirt? Albert saying Michelle can completely recite Juliet. Albert, Romeo, where art thou? Yep, he's saying it. Question real quick. Keith is saying, I put all 4 of you in a NASCAR and give you green, white checker. Who wins?
Carson.
Yeah.
I think
Me,
Carson.
I'm more of the slower driver. I'm sure Paul now is
Yeah,
there.
you're right.
Kurt,
You're
you can't
right.
see, so you
No,
got no shot.
I would probably be off the road because I'd be checking Twitter. I'd crash.
I'd be first on the pit road.
Nice.
Yeah. So those are my quick hitters for tonight, Mr. Kirkpatrick boy. Oh, there's Mark Calderio. Mark just missed it. Mark, please go back and watch. We gave Kenny a little quiz. Hilarious. He got 2 out of the 3 right, Mark. But that's Mark and Sherry Williams. Hi, all. Just had to pop in to say hi and to tell Kenny I'm digging the shirt. Kenny, you're getting a lot of compliments on this shirt tonight.
I'm telling you, it's going to be the shore thing this year down the shore.
Okay.
But you know,
There you
they're in. How many? I went to a party on over the weekend, and mostly all the guys. There's about 8 guys, and about 6 or 7 girls. And all the guys had Hawaiian shirts on, and it wasn't even themed, but we all had our Hawaiian shirts on. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. So let's get back. Albert wants to know if we know what the Kentucky Derby is. It's a big horse race there, Albert. You're asking the right group here for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to pass it off to Carson because the hot sport of the week is the NBA Finals getting ready to start. So let's pass it off to Carson for some NBA Finals discussion.
Yeah, thanks, Kenny. Yeah, NBA Finals start tomorrow. Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics. So first and foremost, I want you guys to give me who your outright winner is going to be in this series really quick. And then I have a couple of series prop questions I'm going to ask each of you if they're going to happen, yes or no. So Kurt, Mavs, Celtics, and how many games?
Is it 2-3-2? Is it 2-3-2 or 2-3-1-1-1?
I think it's 2-3-1-1-1. It might be. Is it 2-2-1-1-1?
I'm sorry,
2-2-1-1-1.
Mathematics, Kurt. Come right back.
Yeah, you're right. I know the finals used to be 2-3-2.
It used to be,
yeah. 2-3-2.
Okay. So if it's 2-2-1-1-1,
yeah,
I'm gonna take Keith's going Celtics in 5. I'm gonna take the Mavericks in 6. I think the duo of we always talk about this when it comes to now, like, depth matters and bench and all that, but it's going to be our stars versus your stars. And I think Doncic and Kyrie are better than Brown and Tatum. So I'm going to take Dallas in 6.
Kenny, who do you got?
All right, I'm just going to pin Eddie's question there we'll get to that in a few minutes, Carson. I'm going Mavericks, and once again, NBA and NHL are gonna love this. I'm going 7, and they get it in Boston in 7.
Nice. And Paul, who do you got in this series?
I'm gonna go 7 games, but I'm gonna be slightly different and say the Celtics. I think it's redemption tour for Tatum and Brown, and I think they're gonna finish them in 7. But it's gonna be a good long series.
Couple comments. Mark saying Boston in 6. Eddie saying Kyrie and Luka gonna make Tatum and Brown their BIT. You know what else? LOL. Carson, who do you got?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Mavericks. Again, Luka Doncic, you could argue he's the best player in the world right now. I know Jokic just won MVP, but what he's doing is unprecedented. So I'm going to say the Mavericks, man. I think there's a lot of speculation of what's going to happen with Kyrie. Is he going to handle the noise when he goes back to Boston? I think he's going to rise to the occasion. So I'm with you, Craig. I'm going to say Mavs in 6 or 7. So yeah, there's a couple player prop, series prop bets that I'm finding now in a couple sports books. So you guys can say yes, I'll throw some pizza money on there, or just total pass. I'm not interested. Kyrie Irving for MVP, Finals MVP. He is 16-1 odds. Are you throwing pizza money on that, or are you thinking if the Mavs win, it's going to be Luka Doncic by a mile? And Luka is 2-1. So Kyrie Irving 16-1. Is it worth your interest, Kurt?
Yes, because I could tell you this. As much as we're all talking about Luka, and listen, Luka, like you're saying, Carson, he's one of the best players in the world. I just think Kyrie Irving's like, I'm not a number 2. Like if I got to take over and I got to shoot 40 times, I'm doing it without hesitation. So yeah, I do. I know a lot of people aren't on the Kyrie bandwagon, like the guy in the Hawaiian shirt on that show tonight. But listen, I'm telling you, man, this guy's clutch. This guy's good. I would say yes, Carson. Absolutely.
Yeah. Kenny, is it worth pizza money? You there?
I don't hear him.
Kenny, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Paul and then come back to Kenny. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah.
You're a betting man.
Yeah. You know my feelings about Kyrie, but I would definitely throw some pizza money on him as 16-1. Definitely.
Nice.
Got me now, Carson?
Yeah.
Yep, I got you now.
Yeah.
Pizza money, Kenny, for Kyrie, 16-1.
A little more than pizza money for me. I'm definitely doing it, and I'm putting the Hawaiian shirt money on it. So a little more than pizza money. I think it's a good bet. 16-1. If the Mavericks are going to win, I think it's going to be the complimentary guy that does it, and that's Kyrie Irving.
Nice. So going to the Celtics side of this now, you got Jason Tatum. He's the front runner, -120. But Jaylen Brown, 6-1. I'm going to ask the same question. Boston Celtics win the finals. Are you taking Jaylen Brown as your finals MVP? Yes or no, Kurt?
Keith's saying he's going to put money on Tatum. He asked, what would you say? He's minus what? 125?
He's 6-1 is Jaylen Brown for MVP.
Tatum. I'm sorry. He was going to do Tatum.
Tatum's -120. He's the
120.
Favorite. Yeah.
You know what? I would put it on Brown because you have to look that Dallas is going to try to, again, I think this is where it might come down to, Doncic and Tatum, they're going to try to take them away. And who's going to win it? Is it Brown or Kyrie? So, yeah, I would throw some money on him. Yes.
Nice. Paul.
Yeah, I definitely would. I think, again, he's out to make up for what's happened in the past. And I think he's going to have a great series as well. So, yes, pizza money on Brown.
Kenny, Jaylen Brown, by your interest?
Yeah, if I was, I would take Jaylen Brown because we've seen him do it before. When the game's on the line, he makes the shot. So I'm gonna go Jaylen Brown if I was to go anybody. I'll take him over Tatum for sure.
Here's a comment from Sherry. This might be the best of the night. Whoa, big spender, pizza money, and Kmart blue light special Hawaiian shirt. LOL.
Yeah, my cousin's allowed to throw the digs at me. Keith's got a good one too. He wants to see me in the grass. Yeah. I don't know about a grass skirt there.
Keith is saying we all want to see the grass skirt that goes with the shirt, Kenny.
How about the shells tied around your?
Yeah.
There you go. I got a couple more guys. This is interesting. The Celtics to sweep the Mavs 9-1. Any interest, Kurt?
No.
Paul?
No.
Kenny?
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah. This one's a little bit more intriguing because it's a little bit of a long shot. The Mavericks to sweep the Celtics is 25-1. Kurt?
No way.
Kenny?
Nah, no. I like those long shot bets, but I'm going to say no.
Yeah, and Paul?
I would put a little pizza money on that. What the hell?
Yeah,
I would say.
I'm going to too.
Yeah.
This is kind of a fun one. Will a player get ejected in any of the games? This is 10-1, so it can be any of the games in any of the finals. Will a player get ejected? This is, I think it's 15-1. Kurt?
Yes, I think you'll see like a hard foul that they call like a flagrant 2. So yes, I'm gonna absolutely. It's 15-1.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Yes.
Kenny?
I'll go with Kurt. I'll say yes. One of these 11th, 12th man gets off the, they jump on the court and they get ejected for something stupid. So I could see that happening. I could see one of these bench players getting ejected. Yeah, I'll take that bet.
And Paul?
It's Draymond Green somehow getting onto one of these teams. I could just see something like that happening. Absolutely.
Nice. And I believe that's all the questions I got for you guys for the finals. So
Carson, I heard a prop, Carson, yesterday that this guy from ESPN's doing, and tell me if you would do this one or not. He said he thinks that Boston might even put like Drew Holiday on Kyrie to kind of like slow his scoring down. Mm-hmm. So he said that I think it was they played 16 playoff games, and in 7 or 8 of them, he's had 5 or more assists. One of the props that he likes, I forgot what the odds were, but it was good odds that Kyrie Irving for every game in the series has to have 5 or more assists. Do you like that one? He likes that one.
That is a good one. I like that one too. Nice. So yeah, NBA Finals starts tomorrow. Good job, guys. I got a bonus question I threw on the list here. Justin Jefferson just got paid a massive contract a couple days ago, making him the highest paid player in the NFL that is not a quarterback. I believe it was about $35 million a year for 4 years total. Is that an overpay or an underpay in your opinion? And do you think that this will affect the Vikings long term because they have a rookie quarterback now throwing Justin Jefferson the ball? And when Justin Jefferson got into the league, he had Kirk Cousins, who's a pretty solid quarterback that, in my opinion, I think elevated his career definitely should get some credit to why Justin Jefferson is who he is today. So is it an overpay and underpay? You don't mind it, or do you think it's just kind of getting out of hand with these contracts for receivers, Kurt?
I mean, listen, of course the contract's out of hand, but I'm going to say this. I think the Vikings are doing what's right? All we keep hearing is, and I'm in this situation, you got a rookie quarterback, you're not going to spend money on the quarterback, so just build around them. So listen, go give JJ McCarthy everything, the most possible talent you can get. So I don't mind it. I really don't. I mean, is he worth it? No. Probably not. No, he's not worth that money. But what I'm saying is I like what they're doing because you know what they're going to do? There's no BS of, well, JJ McCarthy didn't have any weapons because you got the best receiver in football. So if he fails, that's on him now. So I don't have a problem doing it because you're paying your quarterback nothing.
Gotcha. Kenny, do you have a problem with Justin Jefferson's contract?
Yeah, I'll answer, and then after Paul, Carson, a lot of the audience has answered too. So
yeah, we got a bunch.
I think it's a slightly overpay, but I could see the Vikings doing like the 49ers are doing. Brock Purdy's not costing anything. You got JJ McCarthy on that rookie contract now. Go pay the other guys around him and get to the Super Bowl. That's going to be their plan. I mean, I could see that happening. I could see them going and spending, but you know what? They just released. They didn't re-sign Cousins, so that money went somewhere else, and it went to Justin Jefferson. But yeah, I do think it's a slight overpay. But I think if the Vikings want to get to the Super Bowl, it's going to go at all costs, and they'll worry about McCarthy's contract when his rookie deal is up. They'll worry about that in a couple of years.
Nice. Paul, your thoughts on Justin Jefferson's contract?
I'm going to tell you, I don't think, in my opinion, it was an overpay, and I'll tell you why. Your boy, St. Brown, got paid. Tyreek Hill got paid. Jalen Waddle got paid. A.J. Brown got paid. When they did the 100 best NFL players, J.J. was the second-ranked best player in the NFL, not wide receiver, the second best player behind Mahomes, okay? So you're paying the second best player in the NFL. I don't think it was an overpayment. I think arguably he was probably the one or two best wide receivers. The funny thing is the rumors came out way after the draft that the Vikings were looking to trade that number 1 pick to get Kenny and my guy, Malik Neighbors. So they were looking to trade that pick maybe to the Chargers to trade Jefferson to the Chargers to try and get that first pick. That being said, the other guy that I'm going to mention now, as much as it pains me to say it, who's lying in waiting, is CeCe Lamb, because he's watching what everyone else is getting, and after the last few years he's had, and probably another big year this year, I can only imagine what he's going to get next year. So I don't think overall it was overpayment. I think he's well deserved what he got.
Nice. Yeah, I just wanted your guys' thoughts on this, because from a Lions fan looking in, especially in this division, the Vikings, they had no other choice.
Right.
It's like you guys were saying, arguably he's the best wide receiver in football. These contracts, in my opinion, though, are getting crazy, especially for receivers, but you got to pay them. They're definitely game changers. They're difference makers. But at the same time, who is throwing them the ball? I really believe that Kirk Cousins had a huge impact on why Justin Jefferson is Justin Jefferson today. You can have the best route running skills in the world, the fastest, quick snap off the ball to get open, but if you don't have a guy that can get it to you, none of that matters. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, how this J.J. McCarthy saga plays out in Minnesota, because I believe Kirk is miles above better than J.J. McCarthy. But yeah, I mean, they kind of had to pay him. Like Amon-Ra just got paid $30 million. Like you said, Paul, CeeDee Lamb, he's probably going to ask in that neighborhood of $30 to $35 million. Jamar Chase, he might get the highest paid money in the NFL for a receiver because they're going to pay him soon. I would not be surprised if they pay him more than Justin Jefferson. Because if I had to take it right now, I'm probably taking Chase over Justin Jefferson because of strictly who is throwing them the football. And I think that has a lot to do with how a receiver pans out in their NFL career. So, I just want to get your guys' thoughts, NBA Finals and Justin Jefferson.
Nice.
Kenny,
question.
I'm going to catch up on a couple comments real quick, okay?
Sure.
All right. Keith Brugman, if Yugoslavia was still a country, they would have Jokic and Doncic. Beat that. Mark is saying Porzingis is definitely playing in this series. Game 1, he is a go. Jody's saying aloha, Kenny. Let me just go get a couple more. Sherry saying, hell, Kenny can use walnuts instead of shells. Laugh my you know what. Keith is saying, I see a Kane K. Gilligan's Island mashup. Our good friend Trevor Salzman from the Denver Bronco Roundup. Looks like Kenny is doing the show from the Bahamas. Hey, guys, good to see you all. Jody, overpay and CeeDee Lamb will get more. Our good friend Graham checking in. Howdy, everybody. What's up, Graham? Keith is saying it's an overpay. Is nobody concerned about his injury? Sherry, overpaid and getting out of hand. I totally agree with her. I could do a 4-hour show on that. I'm looking. Graham saying Jefferson is incredible. Keith, Jody Moncrief, a lot of people in Dallas need to get paid. That's important. Again, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb. You got a lot of guys there.
Dak.
Yeah.
Sherry, football is almost as out of hand as baseball. Graham saying Judy got massively overpaid. And listen, best comment of the night, Sherry, you get my award. They should devise a contract based on performance. I said it all the time. You bat 200, you're not getting $30 million. Nope. You play, you're not getting. That's Sherry's right. That's the only way you're gonna fix it. That's it. And I'm telling you right now, the big money ain't coming into the postseason. I don't care what you did the first 17 games. Postseason, you lose. Back of the line, you make $12 million a year. I'm sorry. That's what it comes down to. She's right. She's absolutely right. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that, but Carson, with Jefferson, I'm with her.
Kurt, I'll just say this. Years and years ago, back before, there was salary caps. I'm going back to like the 40s and 50s when the Yankees were winning all those championships. If they didn't win the championship, Yankee players, including the DiMaggios and Berras, and they were cut. They were actually cut salary because they were expected to win the World Series and the pennant. And if they didn't win, their salaries were cut. So
and you know what? That stops this. What is it? What do they call maintenance game? And you don't play. Okay, you only played 48 games. Then we divide it. You don't get, hey, you're going to lose out game per game. You're going to lose out load management. That's how you stop it. That's the only way you're going to stop it. You don't get paid. You don't play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a rapid fire question, guys, relating to the Cowboys. If you're the general manager, Jerry Jones, or the owner, whoever the general manager is, you can keep one player, Micah Parsons or CeeDee Lamb. Who you keeping? Kurt.
Micah Parsons.
Paul.
Absolutely, Micah Parsons.
Kenny.
Yeah, it's got to be Micah Parsons.
I heard that on, I think it was Get Up this morning, so I was curious. I'd probably say Micah Parsons too. So good job, guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Carson. Great job.
Paul, do you want to do some NFL? Because I'm writing down some contract numbers as we speak for my segment coming up with overrated players. I want to add their contract. So I'll pass it to you for some NFL talk.
Thank you. So quick questions. The first question actually is similar to what we were just talking about building teams around the quarterback. So which team has helped their quarterback the most this offseason? The Ravens, the Bears, the Jets, the Giants, the Eagles, or another team? I'll go Carson, Kenny, and Kurt. Carson?
Can you say the question one more time, Paul? Sorry.
Which team has helped their quarterback the most this offseason?
Oh, okay.
Ravens, Bears, Jets, Giants, Eagles, or another team?
Wow. I'm going to say the Bears. I really believe that they are going to be the Houston Texans of this year. You talk about all the weapons they added. DeAndre Swift, they got Keenan Allen, DJ Moore still healthy. I think Cole Kmet's on the rise for a rising tight end in this league. Improved offensive line, still got a decent defense. I think the Bears put Caleb in a good spot.
Good. Kenny?
I'm going to agree with Carson with the Bears, but don't count those Ravens out. Derrick Henry, monster move for the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Just that one move alone. But I would say the Bears front runners for sure, but don't sleep on the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Kurt?
Sherry's saying the Niners. Keith is saying the Jets. If the Jets would have taken Brock Bowers, I would have said the Jets, but I'm going to go with Carson and the Bears. You're putting this kid Williams as a rookie in, and they probably had Carson agree with me or disagree with, but the Bears the past couple years, offensive skill has been horrific. Yeah. And now you're adding talent after talent after talent. And it's this kid from from when he walks in onto this field, he's got weapons. So I'm going to say the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. He hasn't looked that good early in 7-7 and 11-11, but obviously it's still early. I'm going to go with, I hate to say it, just because they took him away from the Giants, I'm going to say the Eagles with Barkley. I think he's going to have behind that line an outstanding year. I hate to say. Second question. These teams have never won a Super Bowl. Who's likely to be the first team to win a Super Bowl, maybe even this year? Carson's Lions, the Bengals, the Bills, the Texans, the Browns, the Falcons, the Chargers, or the Jaguars? Carson?
Wow. I'll toot my own horn. Why not? I think it's now or never for the Lions. They're put in the best position that they've ever arguably been in ever. They added on their defense. They got better on offense. I think the time is now. We were right there in the NFC title game last year, blew it, and we gotta. If we get the 1 seed, it's a wrap, because I don't think anybody is beating us at home in the playoffs. So I'm going to say the Lions.
Nice, Kenny. Kenny, we lost Kenny.
We lost. He looks like a statue on the screen.
He does.
Like a police officer.
A Hawaiian statue.
Yeah.
All right, Kurt.
You know what? You know what? I would say I'm gonna. There you go. I'm just laughing. Jerry's saying Lions got so close, but they don't have what it takes. You know what? I think this is the difference. And Carson's giving all my answers tonight. I think the difference is, I don't think the Bengals, they're in such a tough division. Like, it's hard for them to get the number 1 seed, right? Yeah. Can they win on the road? Yeah, they can. Joe Burrow's phenomenal. But I think the Lions are going to be the number 1 seed. And I agree with Carson. No one's going to beat the Lions in the playoffs in Detroit. And now you put them in a Super Bowl, and you know what? Momentum, and hey, you had a 2-year window. I'm going to say the Lions. And I think, because I think they're going to get home field advantage, and I just don't think anyone's going to beat them in Detroit in the postseason.
Yeah, I'm going to go along with you and say the Lions as well, guys. You look at the AFC, they have there has to be at least 9, 10 teams legitimately that could make the Super Bowl, where in the NFC, maybe you're talking about your Lions, you're talking about the 49ers, maybe the Eagles, but I think the road to the Super Bowl through the NFC is so much easier, and I think the Lions get that #1 seed. I think
Yep.
it's a slam dunk, so I
Yep.
agree. All right, looks like Kenny is AOL. Should we be, next question, should we be sad or glad that Darren Waller might be retiring, probably retiring? Kurt?
Listen, when you get a guy, does he have it in him to play? Listen, he's on your team, right?
Yeah.
You want a guy that's half in and I'm going to play, I'm not going to play. So I'm going to say, for me, it doesn't matter. But if I was a Giant fan, listen, he's not Kelsey and Kittle. So it's like, whatever, somebody will step up. I don't think it's that big of a loss. I really don't.
Carson?
Yeah, it's tough to say, if it's injury related, which was what it sounds like, that always sucks because, you're rooting for the guy and it's just simply too much of a toll on his body. But like Kurt said, it's a cutthroat business in the NFL. You got to be good enough to earn a roster spot. And if he's half in, half out, that robs somebody else of a roster spot. So kind of mixed feelings, but I agree with what Kurt said.
Yeah, I'm going along with you guys. If getting him last year, if he was healthy, he would have been an asset. But the fact is that, as Kurt said, he's either half in, half out. You can't have a football player not being 100% committed to that team. And at this point, they've given him the latitude to decide. At this point, you know what? Thanks. Move on. They have a kid that I think could hopefully step up, Theo Johnson, that tight end from Penn State. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think let him ride off into the sunset.
Kenny is saying his internet went out, so he's going to be trying to get back on.
Okay. I'm going to talk about Scoops' Eagles. For the 2024 to be a success, the Eagles must A, win the Super Bowl, B, make a deep playoff run, C, win the division, or D, earn a playoff berth? Carson?
Wow. I think they got to win the division and get to the NFC Championship game just because of how much money they paid Jalen Hurts. They got so much talent, especially offensively. I know they lost a couple pieces on their O-line and defense, but I think definitely division and NFC title game.
Okay. Eagles versus Lions in Detroit.
Yeah, Ryan and I were talking about that. That'd be awesome.
Okay. Kurt?
I'm going to up the ante a little. I think Sirianni's in a tough spot this year. Not only like Carson saying, you paid your quarterback, you got him Barkley. You talk about weapons. How much more can you get? You got maybe the best running back in football, right? You got a great offensive line. You got Brown and Devontae out there. Good tight end. Your defense is good. I think, and here's the kicker. There's so many big names out there as head coaches. So I think that's the thing. Personally, I think at least he has to get to a Super Bowl. And how can I explain? Like not lose, like him not have any calls that affect them losing the Super Bowl, or I think he can get replaced. So I'm going to say at least get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kurt. I think after what happened at the end of or toward the end of last year. Hey, Kenny, back?
Yeah, I didn't want to do your segments, so that's why I logged off.
That's okay.
Storms.
Oh, there he is again.
Yeah. But yeah, getting back to the question. So yeah, I think he is on the semi-hot seat. We always talk about who's on the hot seat. I think he's on the hot seat. He has two new defensive and offensive coordinators. Fangio obviously has been there, done that. And listen, if they don't get, I think, to the Super Bowl, like Kurt said, I agree. I think he can be gone, especially like you said, with big names out there, like certainly Belichick.
Yep.
All right. My last question is sort of a fun question. Well, I guess Kenny is not going to participate, but
I'm going to put Kenny on the phone here. Kenny, you're joining us via phone?
Yeah, we'll do the rest. We'll do my segment from the phone.
Okay. All right, good. Kenny, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just keep me out until my segment. I'll just do my segment with the overrated.
No, I need you to participate in this.
Okay.
All right, as long as you can hear me. So, guys, we're all friends, right? Carson, I'm friends, right?
Yeah.
Kurt, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Kenny, you're my friend, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. So, with that in mind, the other day I heard Jason Kelsey was quoted as saying, when he takes a shower, he doesn't wash his feet. All right. So I'm going to ask each one of you guys, when you guys are in the shower, do you wash your feet? It's only the four of us. No one else is hearing this at all. You know, it's just among us friends. So, Carson, when you're in the shower, are you pulling a Jason Kelsey and not washing your feet, or do you wash your feet?
I think it depends on like the situation and when I take the shower. Because because the soap falls on your legs when you're in the shower. So I wouldn't say like I intensely care and wash my feet for like a couple minutes. I think it's just a quick rub and then I'm, moving along. But I would say probably no, because the soap runs down you and gets to your feet. So I'm going to say no.
All right, that's interesting answer. Kurt?
Sherry saying, "Oh my God, LOL." Jody saying yes every time. This is bad because if Jen's watching, she can verify this. Like, I'm not lying. Like, every time I come in from the house and like I change my sneakers, I seriously I'll jump in like the shower and maybe just even wash my feet. So I'm the wrong person to ask. Because I probably do it 6 times a day. And that's not his truth. Like, even if I'm just like, all right, I'm not going to shower right now, but I'm washing my feet. I don't know. It's something about I have to do it.
All right. Kenny, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, not all the time. Every single day, there's sand on your feet, but
right
back here at home, not all the time. So maybe half of the week, yeah, like you remember half the time, then the other half of the time, like Carson said, the soap is running on your feet, so you're not doing it.
All right.
Shower and I'm in a hurry. No, but if it's a long shower, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess call me Mr. Clean because I'm washing my feet every time I take a shower. So,
nice.
All right. That's my last question. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Kurt, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
All right, I'll let you pass off the question, the players, but I'm going to give each of you guys, we're going to do baseball and football. I don't have the contracts in front of me of football, so if we run out of time, we'll do football next week. But I got 6 players in Major League Baseball that I'm going to ask you, am I overrated? So I'll give each of you 2 players. We'll go one, and then we'll go back for a second round. So I'll start with Carson. I'll give you some stats, Carson. Mr. Julio Rodriguez, center fielder from the Mariners, Carson. 9-year contract, $209 million. It looks like he's getting. Is he overrated, Carson? Let me give you some of his stats. 12 years, 209. Batting 269 this year, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. He's got 14 stolen bases in his career. 277 batter. He's got almost 400 hits in his career. 64 home runs. Does have 76 stolen bases, Carson. Is Julio Rodriguez overrated in your opinion?
No, I'm not going to say he's overrated, especially with that contract, which I think is going to play off for the Mariners long term compared to some other guys and what they're making. So I think he's definitely having a down year compared to what he's done in the past, but I wouldn't say he's like completely overrated. So I think he's fine.
Fair enough. So Julio is not overrated in Carson. I'll go to Paul next. We're going to give you Mike Trout, Paul.
All right.
Oh, man.
12-year, $426 million contract. He's in the middle of that. He's hurt right now. Since in his 13-year career, Paul, 299 batting average, 378 home runs, almost 1,000 RBIs. This year, like I said, injury-plagued year. He's batting 220 with 10 homers, 14 RBIs. He's only had 1 year, Paul, over 100 games since 2019. And that was in 2022. He had 119 games. Is he overrated? Is he in the mix of talking about overrated now? 12-year, $426 million?
In my mind, yes, he is overrated. What has Mike Trout done? Yeah, he's. I know he's won 3 MVPs, but have the Angels ever been in the playoffs with him? Maybe one time. They've been under 500 for years, and when him and Ohtani were there, I mean, you know what? You want your star to raise the level of the team, and in my mind, he has not done that with the Angels. So I don't care what his stats are. Quite honestly, in my mind, he is overrated.
Well, I agree with you.
Guys, if you look at the screen right now, this is now called the frozen Kirkpatrick.
Nice.
You have to go back and look at it.
Kurt's going to use this in a show in the near future.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got one for you. It's your boy, Aaron Judge. 9 years, $360 million. He is batting 293, Kurt. 21 homers, 49 RBIs. Okay. His career, he's a 282 batter, 228 home runs, 278 home runs, a little over 600 RBIs. But in the playoffs, Kurt, he's a 211 batter, 36 hits, 13 home runs, 25 RBIs.
How many strikeouts in the postseason?
I don't have that in front of me, but 20
a lot.
4 for 30. In 2021, he was 5 for 36 in the playoffs, Kurt. Am I overrated from Aaron Judge?
Carson called him the biggest fraud in sports. I'm with him. Are you out of your mind? I don't care what he's doing against the Twins in June. What do you do when the lights are on? You know, I'm sorry. He's not the best player on his team. He listen to me. He's the biggest overpaid person in sports. Like you talk about, you asked Paul about Trout. This guy, I mean, come on. The strikeout. It's just, you're going to see the same garbage. He's 100% overrated. By the way, Michael Ronquier, good friend. Good evening, Kurt, Carson, Paul, and Kenny.
Hey, Michael.
Hey.
Kurt, once again, I'm going to agree with you. You know what I'm going to call? I'm going to call out Nick fans. Nick fans that are Yankee fans that want Julius Randle gone because he can't perform in the playoffs.
Right.
Then you should want Aaron Judge gone.
Yep.
Because he has not performed in the playoffs.
Good analogy.
Aaron Judge is the face of the Yankees. He hasn't done it in the playoffs. You all want Julius Randle gone. You should want Aaron Judge gone as well. That's my opinion.
Kenny, real quick, Trevor's saying, how do you not wash your feet? LOL. You have to stand in the shower at some point in time. Sherry's saying, good for you, Kurt. He needs, and then Sherry saying he needs to keep up his ratings to keep his pay, as all should.
Yep. Why don't I do this? Okay, so I'll save more for next week. I got about 5 minutes, Kurt. I'm going to give you guys, I did college football too, way too early, top 25. And I'll just do this rapid fire. I'll give you the top 4. You tell me if they got it right or if somebody's overrated in these 4, Carson.
Okay.
I got Georgia listed number 1. Trevor Etienne comes over from the transfer portal from Florida. Ohio State ranked 2. They get Will Howard, the quarterback at K-State, and Chip Kelly running the offense in Ohio State. The Oregon Ducks are ranked 3. Dylan Gabriel transferred from Oklahoma to Oregon. And Texas, with Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning, maybe lost some weapons there with Mitchell and Worthy. Are these the right top 4, or should somebody else be in there, Carson?
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with the top 4 that they have here. again, curious to see what happens in Texas because they did lose a lot of pieces to the draft. I would keep Quinn Ewers and not Arch Manning. If they start Arch Manning, I don't know about them being 4. So I don't have a problem with that. I like that list.
I'll give Paul and Kurt a different one, and then we'll get closing thoughts. And Notre Dame's ranked 5, Paul. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, they are bringing back a stacked team this year. They really have, and they got Riley Leonard from Duke as their quarterback in the transfer portal. I think they're going to push. They're going to push toward the top 4. I really do, and their schedule is not difficult at all. I can see them definitely top 4, maybe 5. So I agree with that.
Jody's saying, "Say 5, Kenny. Notre Dame, baby."
He just did.
I personally think that's an overrated. You got to replace Joe Hall, Riley Leonard coming over from Duke. What has he done? He's okay, but you've got an independent schedule again. You better go undefeated. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe 1 loss, maybe. We'll get into that when college football season starts because me, me with Notre Dame. But Kurt, I'm going to give you the SEC teams. Ole Miss, number 6. Alabama, number 9. LSU, number 12. And then you got Tennessee and Kentucky further down the line, Kurt. And A&M wrapping out the top 25. But Ole Miss, Missouri, Alabama in the top 10, Kurt. You like it?
Ole Miss is Ole Miss. I'll get back to again. The Ole Miss is when Ole Miss isn't playing. The Georgias and the Bamas and the good teams. It's we're gonna score 70 and give up 48, and then you play a good defensive team and they're team that could run the ball and they run the ball right down Ole Miss's throats, and Lane Kiffin's running around like with chicken without a head. So I just think that's very way overrated. There's no way they're the top 6 teams in the country. There's just absolutely no way. Like you're not going to stop. They can't stop a lot of good teams, right? They don't have any defense. And I know they got transfers in and stuff like that, but until Lane Kiffin commits to a team that's going to stop anybody's like a Lincoln Riley, that I'm going to say no. But I have no problem with the other teams. Alabama, just talent alone. I know they lost Saban, but it's still Alabama. You got to be a top 10 team in the country, So I have no problem with it. But I just think it's too high for Ole Miss.
I agree there, Kurt. Just one more quick thing, Kurt, and then we can get closing thoughts in. Interesting that these teams are not even in the top 25. And a lot of them were quarterbacks that were drafted. Washington, national championship last year. They lose the head coach, lose Penix, lose Adunze, and others. They're not even ranked in the top 25 this year. Iowa not in the top 25. They're usually a Big Ten powerhouse. USC, the frauds, right, Kurt? They're not in the top 25. North Carolina not in the top 25, and Wisconsin. Those are some teams to look out for this year, not starting in the top 25. But that was
with Michigan.
Baseball to get sorry I'm not on the air. Internet issues over here in Maryland. Back in the old days, remember Kurt always had internet issues?
Oh, yeah.
But we'll get this fixed. And I just wanted to throw a little college football at you guys. We haven't done that in a while. So that was my couple little segments there, Kurt. We'll continue it next week.
Okay.
Good.
Paul, do you want to say anything to him?
No, where was Michigan ranked?
Number 13.
That's
13.
really low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Utah top 10. They get Cam Rising back. That could be interesting. I think Missouri's a little overrated with Ole Miss, Kurt.
Yeah.
Boys. Starting to rank 7. Penn State looks a little overrated to me. Ranked number 8, Carson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 9. I think that's a little low as well. So we'll see if these teams move up. Remember, we got the college football playoffs this year expanded. So
yeah,
you don't have to finish top 4 to get in there. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens during the season. But that was my little take on college football, Kurt.
By the way, I saw today they came out with the schedule. I don't know if you guys saw it. I want to say January 1st is going to be the quarterfinals. There's going to be 4 games. And then a week later on a Thursday night is going to be semifinal 1. On a Friday night, it's going to be semifinal 2. And then the following Monday is going to be the national championship game. So it's going to be tons of games. I mean, they're going to be all over the place. Another thing I saw.
I'm gonna do my closing thoughts because I'm gonna go try and fix this.
All right, real quick, Kenny.
Okay.
Real quick. I saw Giant fans. I saw a mock draft yesterday, and it had you guys taking the quarterback from Penn State. Carson, what's your thoughts on that? Is he
Oh God,
is he a top 10 quarterback?
Wow.
What's his name?
Allard, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Allard.
Top 10 in the class, yes.
Oh.
In college football, I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. They had him they had the Giants picking like 6th or 7th, and it had them taking the quarterback from Penn State.
Wow.
I don't know about that.
No way.
Name to watch out for. Ranked number 18, NC State. Watch out. Grayson McCall's going to rise up some boards this year.
That's your guy, Kenny. That's your guy. All right, Kenny. So you go final thoughts first.
Yeah, no, thank you, everybody. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Great job, Carson. Great job, Paul. Great job, Kurt. I guess, the Hawaiian shirt was a little too loud, so it must be. We'll see everybody next week, and thank you, everybody, for the interaction. See you next week.
All right.
All right.
Jerry saying it won't help. I used to love the Giants, but they blank now. So Jerry's coming at Kenny. I'll go next. It's we'll be watching the finals tomorrow night, and Carson, you're our adopted guy, but Paul and Kenny, there's still a little bit of what if
melancholy.
What if, right? Because you look at this Boston team, and there's nothing. I'm not gonna take anything away. They're a good team. You take away Dallas, and like you said, the duel of Luka and Kyrie, but I mean, Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randall, Mitch, now off my bench, Bogdanovich, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride, Hartenstein. It just makes you think, man, where, it really makes you think if we could be playing tomorrow night. So it hurts, but you know what? Hey, off season starts in 2 weeks, and we're a contender to win it all next year. So I'm happy about that. But guys, great show. Great job, Carson, with your segment. Paul, you guys with your agenda. Thank you to all the audience, and we'll be back next week. Carson, final thoughts.
Yeah, great job always, everyone. Shout out to everybody watching in the chat. Paul, Kurt, Kenny, you guys are awesome. And yeah, man, NBA Finals tomorrow. Stanley Cup Finals, that's always exciting.
Yeah.
Even if you guys aren't a hockey fan, just turn on a couple minutes of it. It's arguably the most electrifying atmosphere in all of pro sports. The greatest trophy, in my opinion, in all of pro sports is the Stanley Cup. And yeah, college football, there's a lot of criticism. They shouldn't have expanded the playoffs. 12 is way too many. I got a couple words, man. Home playoff games in college football, that atmosphere is going to get crazy. And I think it's going to turn a lot of people's heads once they see how rowdy those fans get. So I'm looking forward to it. It definitely need to be expanded. This year was a prime reason why it had to be. You're telling me Florida State and Georgia didn't belong in the top 4. Give me a break. So yeah, good show as always, guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Sherry saying, love you all. Good night. Trevor saying,
Good night, Cherry.
Time for Kenny to retire that shirt. It scared his internet away. Great show, guys. And you know what, Mr. Rosen, you take us away tonight.
Thank you, Kurt. Great job by everybody. Good to be back with everyone. Thanks, everybody, tuning in tonight. We had a good, fun show. Always a lot of laughs. And Kurt, thinking about our New York Knicks, I sat down and did a montage of Billy Joel songs, if anyone's a Billy Joel fan out there, to a story about the Knicks, and maybe I'll read it in another week or so. I don't know, on our next show, but I thought it was pretty nice the way I incorporated a lot of Billy Joel songs in talking about our Knicks season. So maybe we can somehow incorporate that in the next week or two.
Absolutely.
Nice.
All right, boys. Great job. Thank you again to the audience, and we will be back next Wednesday.